Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be teaching us how to make probiotics for our chicken, being it layers or broilers. So one thing you need to work with is rice, being it the brown rice or the white rice, but most time it is preferred to use the brown rice because it has more of the good bacteria we are looking for. However, in today's video we are going to be making use of the white rice. Now, in doing this, you need to work with some certain measurements. For this rice now, I'm having 1 cup of rice here. And what we are going to be working with is the water from the rice. So I'll pour it into a bowl. So now that I've poured it into this little small bowl here now, the next thing is for me to pour water and wash it. But it's not just to pour any amount of water to wash the rice. You will need a double amount of what you've measured for the rice as water. What do I mean? If you use, for me now, I'm using 1 cup of rice. So what is the quantity of water I will need for that? I'm using 1 cup of rice. I will need a double of this cup. So if you use 1 cup of rice, you need 2 cups of water to be able to wash the rice. So you need to work with measurement. And remember, the rice was not full, it was just leveled the cup. So the water I'm using is a level cup, two leveled cup. So, and this is the second one. After this is done, the next thing to do is to start washing the rice. Yes. So you make sure you wash your rice thoroughly. For what I just did now, I didn't want to make the video too long. So I've used my 2 hands to wash the rice thoroughly for about 1 minute before showing this up. So after this process is done, the next thing is to filter it into your container where you are going to be storing it for 2 days. We're going to store this for 2 to 3 days. So depending on how quick it is, we store it 2 to 3 days. Now the next step after pouring it into your container is to loosely cover it. Most time it's preferable you use either a filter cloth or a rubber bands to tight it, but if you don't have it, this can also go. You loosely cover it. This is to allow air out and keep dust away from it. You have to make sure that you are working with good bacteria. So you cover it, but loosely covered. So we are going to be leaving this in this container for 2 to 3 days, depending on how quick we are able to get our lab. So this is the first step in getting your lab, and this is where you are going to be getting your lab from. This water you are seeing in the container now. So depending on how fast we are able to get our lab from this, to spend like 2 to 3 days. So how will you know that it is ready? By the second day, you will see that there's a separation between what you are having here. For everything we have here now, it's just like in a milky color. But after the first 2 to 3 days, depending on how quick it is, you will notice that at the top here, you are having some impurities at the top here. You are having some other water at the center here, while under you are having some residues. You'll be having some residues at the under, so it will just form like 3 layers. That's when you will know that okay, your lab is ready to go for further processing. So after these 2 days, we continue with the lab preparation. So guys, so this is day 2 of what we are making here. So like I said from day 1, I say at day 2 we are going to be doing some other processing. So but before I discuss what we are supposed to do today, being it date 2, I haven't mentioned what we are really making here. What is the name of what we are making here? Some of us, I know, we are curious to know what we are making. So this is called Lactobacillus. It is a probiotics that improves gut health and improve digestion. It also boosts immunity, also help in feed conversion efficiency, and it also restore gut after the use of antibiotics. Like I said in one of my video, after you've used antibiotics, because the use of antibiotics will kill both the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in your bed. So after you've used antibiotics, the next thing to use is probiotics to help restore the gut of your bed. Another benefit of these probiotics is that it is a natural growth promoter. It's a natural growth promoter, and for those of us that keep layers, it helps improve egg quality. So without wasting much of our time, let's go on to how to process it. So like I said from day 1, I said at day 2, where you will know that yes, you are getting close to what you want to do, is that you will see your lab or what you've cut short here having 3 layers. So like I said earlier, I have to be careful now so that I won't shake it. The first layer here, layer which is our last layer, which has debris or high starch. You see the starch storing under, then we have this middle and we have the top layer here. So the top layer now is what we are going to be using spoon to remove, because we don't need it. What we need here is this second layer, which is the lab, and this is what we want to cut short and go for further processing today. So let's do this together. So I have to be careful. So yeah, I believe we are all seeing what I want to do now. Like I also said before, you will know the quality of what you have by the smell is going to be bringing out when you are removing the cover. So yeah, it will smell well, but not too well, but it shouldn't smell bad. So this is what I want to remove. The first layer is what I'm going to remove here. You have to be careful. Now look at it. Example of, so you see it, we don't need this. So sometimes it's good you use syringe. If you have syringe will be faster in removing whatever we are doing here, because you just go take it straight to the lab and you extract it. But in order to make it faster, not to waste your time in this video, I have my own simple techniques in doing this. So you see it. See the way I'm packing a lot of it out. So I have my own techniques in making it easy for me to be able to pack it out without stress. But if you know you don't know how to do it very well, you can use syringe. Just take syringe into the middle and get your lab out of it. So the reason why you are removing all this thing is you have to make sure or be sure that you are storing a good bacteria, because if you made any mistake, you might end up saving a bad bacteria for your beds, and it might go wrong at the end of everything. Yeah, so I'm done removing it. So the next thing is to filter it here. So if there's any other thing that have not been removed, as we are filtering it, it will just now you see what I have here. You don't need this. You don't even need this at all. So like I said the filter will help us remove whatever is left that we've not removed. You can see what I have here. See what is here. So we've done that, and I think we are good to go to move on to the second stage. But before then, this container I have here is not going to be enough for what I want to mix. So you see here, I have my milk here. Yes, this is cow milk. And before I forget, do not use chlorinated water when you are making your lab, your probiotics. Do not use chlorinated water. And if you are going to be using any milk, do not use any milk that has sugar. Yes, any sweetened milk is not to be used. So what I have here is directly cow milk. This is a direct cow milk, and this is not the lab. This is just like a food. We've already have the bacteria we need here, but we need to grow it. We need to culture it. So this is like a food now to this bacteria to feed on for some days, so that they will grow and be able to use it for whatever I want to use it for. So let me wash this container. Let me wash this container very well, then pour this inside this particular one before we continue the process. Yeah, so I'm back. So let me pour this here. You might want to ask, how many ml of milk do I have here, or how many liters of milk do I have here? So what I have here is 1 liter of milk. So I'm going to be pouring it here. Yeah. So this is all for day 2. I am still going to be slightly tightening it to allow air to go in and keep dust out of what we have here. So this is day 2, and I'm going to be storing this for 5 to 7 days. So by day 5 or day 7, we should be done with this part. We are going to ferment this for 5 to 7 days, like I said earlier. And by day 5, we should be done with this second part. But this second part is not the end of the lactobacillus, the probiotic we are making now. So after we are done with this final stage at day 5 or day 7, we move on to the last stage, which is stage 3. It is that stage 3 we finalize whatever we are making here. So guys, it will be of best benefit to watch this video to the end, because this is really going to save you a lot. It is going to save you from the money you are going to be using to be buying antibiotics. If you have this in your farm, I can say 50% of your cost or 60% of cost of antibiotics or all those drugs you are going to be needing is going to be cut down. And this does not cost much to produce. So if you have this, it is going to cost you 50 to 60% of whatever medication you are going to be needing in your poultry house. So it will be of best benefit, like I said earlier, that you've watched the video to the end. And this can also last longer. It's not something you are going to be doing today and do tomorrow. It will last you longer. So at the end of the video, I will tell you the dosage to use and how long this should last in your poultry house. So it's now time for me to go and store it again. Alright guys, so this is our last day of what we are making here. Like I said, we'll either ferment it for 5 days or 7 days depending on how quick your fermentation or how long you want to ferment your lactobacillus. So I am able to ferment my own for just 5 days, and at the end of all your fermenting process, like I will always say, you should do a nose test. A nose test, how? Or a smelling test, anyhow anyhow you can just call it. Yeah, so one way you should know, or one way to know that what you fermented is good or is ready to be used, is that it should come out with a sweet smell. Remember, the first smell, that is after fermenting the water from the rice, should not smell bad and should not smell that good. But after adding your cow milk, 5 days after fermenting it, it should smell sweet. As you are just removing the cover, it should smell sweet. So this is one way to know that yes, you were able to properly ferment whatever you have. So what I have with me extra here is the black strap molasses. Like I said, from the second process, that we are not done until we finally work on the stage 3 of our lab. So one thing you will always see is 2 or 3 layers, like you saw in the first fermenting process with the water from the rice. The same thing here, we are going to be having 3 layers, where we have the first one, you have some small or level of impurities at the top, while at the bottom you have residues here, while at the center you have water. Most times, most of the residues under might come up. Like when I was fermenting this at day 2, I noticed that all the milk went up, while what I was having at the bottom is just the clean water, the lactobacillus is under. But day 3, everything switched again. I have the milk under, I have the lab at the center, while I have some impurities at the top. And usually we need to remove this, and you need to do it carefully. While removing it, you just need to be careful with what you are doing. So you see this, you shouldn't feed this to your chicken. You shouldn't feed it to your chicken. But if you have pigs, you can feed this to your pigs or your dogs, but you shouldn't feed this to your chicken. It's not good for them. Then, as usual, we try to use the filter now to filter whatever is left at the top, while we focus on how to get our lactobacillus. You just need to be careful while doing this, so that the milk should not mix with shit. The milk is not supposed to mix with the water. So wow. So we already have what we need here. Look at what is left from the top. So you don't need this. You can feed this to either your pig. If you have pig, this is very good for them. So you can either feed this to your pig or your dog. But what we need now for the chicken is what we have here. I already have this place a little bit messed up. So now I'm going to be pouring this away, because this container now is small for what I'm about to mix. So I have to mix what we have here with what I'm having here. So let me pour this away and wash this particular container again to be able to take up to what I want to mix. Yeah, so I'm back. I already have this washed, and let me clean up my mess. Yeah, so before I continue, let me answer this question. Can you make your lactobacillus without adding milk? Yes, you can make your lactobacillus without adding milk. from what I said from the beginning, the milk we are adding is just like a food for the bacteria we already have. We just culture this for 5 days. So the milk we added is just like a food for those bacteria to grow well. So you can make your lactobacillus without using milk. But it will be more better if you can use milk for your lactobacillus. It will be very, very good. So, okay. So I have it here. So what I have here is blackstrap molasses. This is your blackstrap molasses. So this blackstrap molasses is just a sweetener and a preservative. So adding this blackstrap molasses now will make it to last for a very long time. And it's also a sweetener, a preservative, and a detoxifier. So this is 1 liter of blackstrap molasses. You can decide to add a whole of this blackstrap molasses, but for me, I'm going to be adding half liter of blackstrap molasses. But if you want to, you can add everything. But for me, I'll be adding half liters. Okay, I think I have it half already. Let me get another spoon. So you can either cover your lab and shake it with the blackstrap molasses, but I don't want to get this place messed up further. So I'm going to be using spoon now to mix whatever I have here. So it should start changing color because of the blackstrap molasses. And so guys, we are done with our lactobacillosis. Like I've said earlier, I've mentioned the benefit of what we have here. It helps in good health. Whenever you finish giving your best antibiotics, the next thing that is advisable to give is probiotics. This helps them recover from the effect of the antibiotics. If you administer antibiotics to your pet, it kills both the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So giving them lactobacillosis will help to promote or multiply the population of the good bacteria you have. It also serves as a growth booster. Yeah, it serves as a growth booster and also an anti-stress. So it's a lot of work for you as a poultry farmer. I've mentioned it earlier. So this is our lactobacillosis probiotic. What is the dose and how long should or can this last in your poultry house? This can last up to 5 months. And what is the dose? You should give 5 ml to 1 liter of water. Yeah, so 5 ml of what we have here to 1 liter of water. If you want to administer this to DO chicks, you can give 2 ml or 2.5 ml to 1 liter of water. But if they are mature broilers from 3 weeks, you can give 5 ml to 1 liter of water. So this is how to make your lactobacillosis. Farmers, if you really enjoyed this video, support me by hitting the subscribe button. Share this video to your friends and family. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch up in the next one. Bye.